On the broadcast tonight, an insight into the perspective of former and current on-campus living students. How do they feel about campus life?
Dating culture on campus has grown immensely. Is it as easy as it seems?
And a shock shut down the latrobe theater. The question is, why? A very good evening to those who are tuning in. This is Latrobe University News with Glenn Wian.
And Alicia Nadal.
And it's great to be with you at this hour. We shall now begin tonight with an insight into the lives of students living on campus. Our correspondent Liam Watt has more.
On-campus living has become popular with regional and rural university students. Today, we will provide an insight into the perspective of former and current on-campus living students. Latrobe University established on-campus living in 2006, offering students the chance to live on university grounds in 4 different residences. Today, we will be chatting to past and present students about their experiences living on campus.
Luke Stone, and I'm 18.
My name's Hank and I'm 19.
My name's Millie and I'm from Shepparton.
Just the start of this year, so about 4 months.
About 4 months since the start of this year.
10 months.
On-campus living has become popular with rural students in Victoria.
Well, I'm from a country town, so moving to the city, it's a bit different, but I am enjoying it.
It was my first time living out of home, so I don't think I found it I liked the independence of it.
Currently, there are over 2,000 residents living on the Latrobe Bundoora campus.
Definitely the social life on Menzies, lots of fun and lots of great people.
I was on Nessa.
Menzies College.
Personally, everyone from Shep goes to Menzies, so I didn't want to be there because I wanted to feel like I was not still in my hometown. And also the party scene wasn't really for me.
It's more social.
Yeah, probably some of the facilities such as the sauna, because they closed that down.
When you locked yourself out, that would take 5 hours to come and let you back in.
Every week I still work at home.
I went home every week.
Yeah, it was a bit of a change doing my own shopping and cooking.
I'm Liam, and this has been an insight into living at Latrobe.
Nowadays, swiping left and right is far more common than striking up a conversation at Latrobe's Agora. What's love life really like at university? Here's Monique Mavrikas and Ayana Davis-Eden with an in-depth look at how students are diving into the dating scene.
Cite your sources in class and get ready to cite your love letters too. Is the Latrobe Bundoora campus a secret matchmaker?
Traditional dating seems to be replaced with casual hookups, situationships, and dating apps. We spoke to students on campus to hear their experiences, gaining insight into what dating looks like in this new era.
I was on some of the apps last year. You see lots of people, from on campus. It's interesting to see how many kids are actually on there that you wouldn't have guessed.
Even though dating life has taken to the apps, some students are taking chances in love on campus.
I met someone in the library and then eventually I just stopped being interested, so I unadded him off Instagram and I blocked his number and he would not leave me alone. I haven't seen him since on campus, which is great.
Some students have found an interesting approach to improving the current state of dating culture on campus. The Latrobe Love Letters page on Instagram has been a new addition to the scene, allowing people to share their thoughts and experiences on dating at Latrobe.
Yeah, so I started this page in my first year of uni. About a week into it, I had a friend that was very single, and he wanted a kind of page thing where he could find possible suitors. So I just created the page just for fun. I didn't realize how large it would get. Yeah.
Love and relationships have always been part of the university experience. Messy, meaningful, and everything in between. Whether things end in heartbreak or happily ever afters, dating at uni offers lessons that last far beyond graduation.
Whatever the outcome, awkward flings, true love, or ghosted DMs, one thing's for sure. Dating at Latrobe is anything but boring. We're Monique Mavrikas and Ayana Davis-Eden reporting for Latrobe University News.
Now, to a shock for Latrobe's all students, the silent closure of the university student theater. This closure follows the shutdown of the theater program and it's back to questions. What is the future of us at Latrobe? Alicia Nadal has her mic open.
Welcome to Latrobe University Bundoora. I'm Alicia Nadal. As you take a walk around campus, you will see a range of career paths and vast multiculturalism. But one thing that is harder to come by is student theatre. That is because the Latrobe clubs and societies committees seemingly have been trying to silently shut down student theatre at Latrobe. Don't let the multiple rooms conveniently named lecture theatre fool you. The art of performance is becoming scarcer by the semester. With funding being pulled to other fields of study, the Latrobe Student Theatre's beloved program is finding it much harder to stay afloat. But the Latrobe Student Theatre is not letting this problem be swept under the rug. We spoke with the president of the Latrobe Student Theatre to understand where this has come from and what he and the Student Theatre Committee plan on doing to resolve this issue.
6,000 words and 65 attachments of email chains and extraordinarily long letters. And in the next few weeks, I shall be speaking to Harold Sun as well.
So the question remains, why is student theatre being kicked out while these state-of-the-art facilities are left to collect dust? Clear desire for student theatre at Latrobe begs the question as to why the university is shutting it down, and why are so few students aware of its existence? To answer these questions, we took to the main hub of Latrobe University, the Agora, to ask current students about their knowledge and opinions on student theatre.
I've seen that it's getting shut down.
I'd love to go watch a play.
I was really upset just because I wanted to have one of my own productions be put on.
We attempted to contact Latrobe clubs and societies for a comment, but received no response. Nevertheless, the student theatre program will continue their work to make their voices heard and their story known. I'm Alicia Nadal, reporting for Latrobe University News.
Well, seeing the arts on such a decline is a great upset.
The clubs and societies committee really must do more.
Well, we'll see. Still to come, travel to school, a headache for all students. Money, it makes the world go around. We dive deep into the cost of living and housing crisis and its influences on freshers and sophomores' life. All that and more next.
Traffic and parking at Latrobe University has been a continuous issue for students. Can it be resolved? Jamie, Bora and Will went to find out.
Traffic and parking at Latrobe has long been a headache for students. How can it be resolved? Jamie, Will and Bora have more on that. Today, we are going to talk about the issue with parking at Latrobe University, issues with traffic congestion, and what could be improved with public transport to avoid it.
Probably an hour all up.
What are the costs per week to travel to Latrobe?
I couldn't tell you because I don't usually tap my Mikey, and I also have a child's one at the moment. But I mean, it's probably meant to be about $5, but that's just a guess.
And how safe do you feel travelling to Latrobe?
Well, there aren't any police officers around, like when I'm travelling during the day, which I guess is good because of the Mikey thing, but...
While she admits her commute is manageable, she stated that she doesn't always touch on her Mikey, which means she could be avoiding the hidden costs out of necessity.
I usually get to Latrobe by public transport, Victoria. Yeah.
And how long is that commute to Latrobe?
It takes me about an hour to Latrobe because I have to catch by bus and then I catch a train Amanda to Reservoir and express to Latrobe.
According to Public Transport Victoria, students who are travelling to Latrobe via public transport with a full fare Mikey spend on average $5.50 per day. Therefore, a student who comes into class 3 times a week is spending $16.50 to get to university, which is just shy of $200 a semester, paying. Many Latrobe students rely on public transport to get to university. And while cost isn't the main concern, students having to travel for hours can make commuting difficult. Students spend a lot of time studying at Latrobe, but they spend just as much time travelling to Latrobe. We say buses should run more often and there should be more parking. Signing off, Jamie.
Tuning into another impactful topic for students, financing. Many students find themselves in a situation where they can never fully afford anything, despite their efforts to save. Will student living conditions improve, or will they continue to decline into a situation with no way out? Archie Fullerton and my co-host Glenn Newen explored this issue.
As inflation and household expenses rise, local and international students are facing a serious cost of living crisis. High rent and food prices are putting more financial pressure on students than ever. 21-year-old Joshua Abbott is a nursing student at the Australian Catholic University. Like many young adults today, he is navigating the challenges of rising living costs, which have a significant impact on his daily life and studies.
Yeah, it's tight at the moment. I would say I budget for mostly rent, food, but also just like, planning for my next insurance or registration or something like that. So I don't really feel like I can go out and spend my money going out for drinks or doing other extracurricular activities. So yeah.
81% of students in Australia are facing significant challenges regarding housing affordability. This troubling situation is adversely affecting the mental health of students, including individuals like Abbott himself. Despite the upsetting matter of fact, some freshers and sophomores receive support from external sources like the government or their parents, including Miranda Surtees.
Outside of studying, I have a job at a surf shop. However, my parents helping me has allowed me to have more time to study, but in saying that, I still don't really get to see my friends as much as I'd like.
These two sophomores are clear examples of how people are impacted by crisis, highlighting that the government cannot ignore this issue. Since his entrance into the lodge, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has been ceaselessly promising to the people, aiming to repel the waves of crisis. As prices for essentials rise while wages and students' fees remain the same, two questions arise. 1. Are government actions sufficient? 2. Is it time for Australia to ensure that university remains a viable pathway of opportunity? Addressing these questions could help prevent students and others falling into financial distress. Archie Fullerton and Glenn Nguyen for Latrobe University News.
Continuing with our coverage of the cost of living crisis, we asked Latrobe University students for their thoughts on the matter. Angie Alaran has more.
Rising rent, grocery bills that cause debt, and not enough time in a week are pushing university students to their limits. Tonight, we will report on how the local cost of living crisis is hitting students in Melbourne and across Australia. I'm Angie, and welcome to Latrobe News. Student budgets have been tight, regardless of accommodation during study. But since 2022, a cost of living issue has turned into a crisis, with inflation in Australia surging and peaking at 7% in late 2022.
The increase in all the finance stuff, it's led me to cut down on my hobbies. For example, I can't do dance music anymore because I need to pay bills.
Reducing leisure activities like music, dance and sports is becoming common. For many students, hobbies are the first to go. Transports cost a major burden for students commuting across Melbourne, with Myki fares now averaging over $10 per day for Zone 1 and 2 travel.
It's really difficult trying to save up for basic essentials because I spend probably $20 in the span of 2 to 3 days just on public transport, which leads to not being able to save much for personal essentials or anything.
Experts and our government officials warn that the cost of living crisis will have adverse impacts on young people for years to come. If nothing changes, it may derail the ambitions and health of a generation of students. I'm Angie, reporting from Latrobe News.
Getting on the home ownership ladder is a dream for Australians, but the feeling among young Aussies is that our politicians and older generations have pulled the ladder up from underneath them. Matthias Berglund has more.
As commuters head home for the day, others are out searching for a home. Among them is Finnegan, a 19-year-old student from Queensland who is at his third inspection of the day. He's living in student accommodation and thinks it's too expensive, but finding a new place hasn't been easy.
We've been looking for about 2 months now and haven't been accepted yet because it's quite a hassle, especially on a student income.
Finnegan isn't alone. Young Australians are increasingly relying on renting, being 30% less likely to own a home compared to 50 years ago. Just in the last 24 years, property prices have increased twice as much as incomes have. Andrew Lowcock from the Property Council acknowledges that the housing crisis is complex, but highlights one major issue: supply.
We're building fewer homes and we have more people. So the maths is pretty simple to interpret.
Andrew also says that policy is making it harder for investors.
Land tax, for instance, that has gone up. We've got a COVID debt levy that's in place for 10 years or the majority of the remaining 10 years. It's not easy for people to make an investment property work.
Jane Buddy from Think Forward agrees that policy failure is the cause, but argues that they disproportionately favour older generations and people who are already on the property ladder.
If the only thing we do is add more houses, that's simply more opportunities for investment for the people that are already in it. So we really need to rejig our tax and economic systems from the other end to make it a more even playing field.
Raina Fay from Prosper Australia says it's not a shortage, it's a distribution problem.
We actually do have enough housing. What we don't have is enough housing with people living in it.
Prosper revealed last year that 100,000 homes in Melbourne were left unused or barely used. Raina argues that investors are deliberately holding onto properties to drive up prices. Despite the bleak situation, Think Forward maintains a positive outlook.
We are in it because of policy, and that means we can get out of it because of policy.
Whatever the solution, Australians of all ages will be watching closely. Matthias Berglund, Latrobe University News.
Now over to sport with Liam Watt.
Thanks, Lucia. In breaking news, Tottenham Hotspur have broken a 17-year trophy drought after a 1-0 victory to Manchester United in the Europa League final. In a rare coincidence, both the AFL and NRL saw matches in their respective leagues end in dramatic draws. In the NRL, reigning premiers Penrith Panthers and the North Queensland Cowboys couldn't be separated in a 30-all draw. In the AFL, ladder-leading Brisbane Lions and 17th place North Melbourne were forced to share the points after a 71-71 draw in Hobart. The AFL had an historic round on the weekend as the average winning margin of just over 10 points was the lowest in the AFL era, with winners including Hawthorn, who beat Melbourne for the first time since 2018, Gold Coast, Richmond, and the Adelaide Crows, who won a fiery derby against their poor Adelaide rivals. In cricket, Indian superstar Virat Kohli has officially retired from Test cricket after debuting in the format all the way back in 2011. His Test career included 30 centuries and a top score of 254 in his 123 matches. In tennis, world number 1, Jannik Sinner has returned to play in the Rome Open after 3 months on the sidelines for his doping scandal. And finally, Australia's own Oscar Piastri has won the Miami Grand Prix. Now, back to the desk.
Well, thanks a lot, Liam. Great achievement, and let's hope Oscar's form continues and we have an Aussie champ this year. Once again, thank you.
Now on to the weather with Hannah Matthews.
Good evening. There will be a shower or two for Brisbane tomorrow with a lovely top of 24 degrees. Sydney will be developing showers and 22 degrees. It will be a partly cloudy one for Canberra with a chilly low of 3 degrees and reaching a top of 20. Tomorrow in Melbourne you can expect a partly cloudy day as well with a top of 18 degrees and some afternoon sunshine. Hobart will reach a top of 17 degrees with clouds all day. Adelaide will reach a top of 19 degrees with some sunshine late in the afternoon. In Perth, it'll be a sunny top of 26 degrees and a low of 11 degrees, while people in Darwin can look forward to a hot, sunny 34 degrees. Now it's back to the desk.
Thanks, Hannah. The weather for this time of year is great.
And that's the way it is for Thursday, May 22nd. Glenn Wien.
I'm Alicia Nadal and you're watching La Trobe University News. Have a great day.